But nowadays, the metrics people say no. The third time that they see a pitcher is the toughest time for that guy to make an out because he's already seen your other pitches and all that. Well, wait a minute. Why does that change? You're not even allowing the reality of real baseball to make its way there. And that was real baseball. Whereas, you know what? Hey, if we're going, that, sometimes, hey, my split's not working the first couple of innings, but I'll get it going. And, if you don't get me earlier and I get my rhythm going and get everything going, then, you're going to be good. And that's how it was. And that's the reality. But that's not a measurable thing with technology. And so anything that's not measured with technology nowadays is considered false.
I'm getting a sense that you don't love analytics, Jack.
Joke. It's a joke. If there was anything that actually helped the game and helped me coach people and helped win games and help guys get better, I would definitely be into it, But there isn't a single thing that they've come up with that actually does positivity towards anything in this game. It's actually taken away a lot of the positivity of a lot of things in the actual game of baseball.
See, I love the game. I love your passion for it. We both do. And it's like, but what they have is they're teaching guys, as you say, to throw so hard so that guy comes in the fifth or the sixth and he throws hard. And it's your starters aren't necessarily the best guys anymore. Like the strategy has changed. I don't think it's the best for the fans. I'll tell you that much. Like the game has changed in a way that makes it not as entertaining, but there's got to be some things that you see that make some strategic sense at this point.
Not anything I see up there. I think that's just ridiculous, and it's increasing injuries, and it's not maximizing on your best guys. And you guys, and just listening to what you just said, you're being dominated by the fake technology again. You think that all these guys throw 10 miles an hour faster than we did back in the day? Just watch the videos. Watch videos of guys back in our day who were the hard-throwing guys compared to now. They are measuring fastballs and balls right out of the hand now, okay? The Jugs gun and the ray gun back in the day measured it as it crossed home plate.
Uh-huh.
So there ain't no difference. These guys, I've been there. I've been with these guys that they say are throwing 100 and sitting there watching them going, that ain't no different than anything I saw, hitting against guys in spring training. This is not, but they're just trying to pump it up like they're doing such a great job. And you look at this. Fake technology like everything else in the world.
Wait, so you believe that the number of pitchers on, say, the 93 White Sox staff, the number of guys who could throw 100 or 98 plus is roughly the same as the number of guys on the current White Sox who could throw 98 plus?
With the way that they are measuring it, who knows? Who knows? But the way it's being measured now is different than the way it was. And if you just watch videos, there ain't no different look to it. These guys aren't throwing it. It does. You can tell a difference. If you see a guy throwing 80 and then a guy throwing 90 back in our day, you can tell a 10-mile-an-hour difference. You see a guy that supposedly sat at 90, which is everybody back in our day, and now say a guy that sits at 98 to 101, there ain't no visual difference in it.
Well, I'll say this. You're not alone in your concern for the way they measure and where the gun measures. I've heard this stuff before, but they're paying more for velocity, so they've figured out ways to teach more velocity. Like what you said about people's arms breaking down is because they're making guys throw with the weighted balls. So now, like, only the guys with the super arms, only the Nolan Ryans are the ones that survive anymore. So I mean, there's a possibility that they are teaching velocity better and differently, Jack.
Yeah, they're teaching it differently, but what it's doing.
Well, it was interesting. We were looking at some of the stats earlier. You led baseball with a 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Corbin Burns led baseball last year with a 6.5-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio. Like the number of strikeouts in the game today is just ridiculous, and I think it hurts the watchability of the game.
Well, and it's because of the metrics guys, once again, having everybody teach the launch angle swings, and it's ruining the game down at the lowest level now too, as you're trying to teach kids, and they think this launch angle swing is so important, and it's absolutely ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. You do not create the launch angle with your swing. It's just how you connect to the ball, and trying to lift the ball in the air, you're going to get crushed with it. And that's why the strikeout rate is jumping. It has nothing to do with, this guy's got so much better stuff now, And go look in our day, the difference between the American League strike zone and the National League strike zone. It was a damn joke.
Jack, one other thing I wanted to ask you about. I mean, again, we could talk to you all day. This is fascinating stuff. But Tony La Russa is now hired as the White Sox manager, and you had said that he was involved in a he implemented a sign stealing mechanism, and then he denied it and said that you weren't even on the team. What did you make of his outright dismissal of what you had said was a fact back in the early 90s?
Well, I wasn't on that team, but when I showed up, 6 months later or however many months later, the next year, the thing was up there. So what, did it just got put up after he left? I don't know. I was told that was his thing that he put up.
The sign stealing in the scoreboard?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Did you find him a likable manager, Jack?
He didn't like us very much. I mean, you can go back and look. There was just a lot of issues that he used to get really mad at us and, talk crap to the press about me a lot. And it just, it wasn't a good combo.
It's just crazy that some of those things, I'm terrible at math. 30 plus years later, we got another work stoppage. We still have sign stealing scandals.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The sport of baseball has changed in many ways, as you've detailed, but also still dealing with a lot of the same controversy from your era.
Yeah, and here's the next thing that I laugh about, and I actually have talked to a lot of the old umpires and a lot of the new umpires about this stuff too, about them wanting to do the technological robot umpire stuff too. And I'm like, okay, I understand that, but if you've actually seen the Atlantic League funny posts that people made about strikes being called at balls that are like 3 feet outside and this and that, and when, watch the news today, they're telling us all about more, watch out because Russia's going to get into our technology and try to mess with our stuff. Wait a minute, they can get into our technology from Russia? Well, you don't think that the front office can get into the technology that's running the strike zone at the home stadium?
Oh, this is fun. I had never thought of that. I had never considered this either, that another front office would override the robot
umpire.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
And it wouldn't be every pitch. It would be, okay, bases loaded. We got to get this pitch right here. Strike, quick. That's the kind of stuff that I know would happen.
Somebody's going to do it now. You just gave them the idea, Jack. So thank you for that.
They think they don't have the idea? Come on. That's metrics and that's technology.
Do you have a smartphone?
It's ruining our kids' lives. It's ruining our sports. It's ruining our countries all around the world. It's crazy.
Do you have a smartphone?
I'm on it right now, dude. So I'm sure that hey, maybe Putin's listening to us. You never know.
It's not that interesting. I mean, it's good, but it's not that. Does this impact how you coach? Because you still clearly love baseball and have passionate opinions on it. Does all of this impact how you coach?
Oh, I just coach on how to play the game and how to win games. I mean, stuff that isn't taught anymore.
The will to win.
Yeah, and the real things that get you to win games. A lot of it is base running. We don't know how to base run. And the thing is, and another thing, I coached the summer league last year, college league, after, in college for a couple years. And I'm watching all the pitchers, and they're only doing like indoor facility work and don't know anything. They aren't ball hit to the right side. They're not covering first. Ball hit in the gap to the outfield all the way to the fence. They're not backing up bases. They're just standing out there. So they don't understand the game. And it wasn't just one dude. It was every guy. And all of us coaches sitting there going, I have 4 coaches going, what is going on? We have to do a practice. So all the practices that I do with the college guys are the same practices that I'm doing with my kids in Little League.
Wow. Well, Jack, we knew you were strong-willed and tough and edgy as a pitcher, and now we know that is still in you.
I want to talk to you next week and the week after that, Jack. Is that something we could do? I mean, maybe not weekly, but I'd love to check in with you, get your thoughts on the world. This is amazing. Honestly, I never considered the Russians hacking the umpires with a 3-2 count. It's fantastic.
Well, yeah, if they put some bets in somewhere, now that everyone's betting on the games too, think about that.
Yeah.
Oh, I have.
Think about how much someone could get in there and chip it away and make a ton of money.
Yeah, no, it's a good point.
That's kind of the stuff that's going on everywhere now.
Jack, just always answer our calls, man. This has been fun. Our audience loved hearing from you, all right?
All right, man. You guys take care.
Thanks.
All right, man.
You
Be
too.
safe out there.